see. Pappy, where have you been? Where have you been, Pap? Aye, aye, aye. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have our Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Red Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bet on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As we jump into our semi-finals. Here we go. And again, Shameless and Gerald, they're both regulars in our tournaments. Gerald, he is a tuna himself. He has won his own fair share of sparkling tunas. This week there is no Cristiano, there is no Skilless, there is no Björn. So I would even say Geralt is the favorite to potentially win it all, at least to make it to the finals. Again, for those that are curious, both Skilless and Björn are otherwise preoccupied with the Pigsty Festival, so they're not available. Unfortunately, not this week. But that does give the opportunity to some of these other players to rise up in their place, to claim that tuna, to be sparkling. Oh, as Shameless does come with the Pro Scouts, making sure that nothing is amiss. Gerald, he has been known to proxy from time to time, so Shameless just ensuring that is not the case. Does come in, 2-gate opener here from Gerald, likewise 2-gate opener for Shameless. So far, mirrored builds, and the pylon is placed in the main. And Shameless confirms. So with this, he confirms that there is no proxy. Likewise, Geralt also should be doing the same. Yeah, does confirm. So both players are aware. And from here, we'll see how we deviate. As we're getting into this, a big shout out to Captain Fish in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for becoming a new patron. I mean, you can't quite see the goals yet, but we do have our Patreon set up, of course, to fund this event. If you want to help support the Sparkling Tuna Cup, see Duckling open and Masters One open as well, you can do so via Patreon. You can also gain benefits as well, as you can also gain replay packs for either being a subscriber on Twitch or becoming a patron. And again, all the money on Patreon goes towards our tournaments. We are so close to reaching our goal to help boosting the prize pool of Sparkling Tuna. Again, we almost reached the goal earlier, but unfortunately we did get a couple of cancellations on Patreon, so alas, we are not quite there yet, but we're almost, Matty, almost. So close to the goal. And that is to pay out top 4 instead of just top 2 in this tournament. Almost there. Yo, shout out to the juice. Shameless getting juiced up. Takes down the initial probe. Moves out, dances with the main army, but should not quite break through this. Geralt is in position. Meanwhile, we have a take of choice. Twilight Council out of the Shameless, working towards Blink. Geralt delaying his tech, but about to throw it down. Probe is in position. There we go. Twilight Council's on the way. Both players are going to be opening Blink. There's going to be a small window where Shameless has Blink over his opponent. Likewise still has the higher Stalker count as well. But it's not going to be enough to break the shield battery. Yeah, not quite. Shameless backs up. He pulls away. He backs off. Claims the third. And now we can settle in. Now, really what we're looking for here is extra gateways. We're looking for gateway explosions. We're looking for forges, looking for faster third bases, any earlier tech. Any signs of aggression or greed is what we're looking for. Speaking of aggression, that is going to be a third gateway on the way for Geralt. Interesting. Now, a 3-gate setup here can just be very safe. It can be very safe. It can be 3 gates into a third base, or Geralt could throw down a 4th gateway as well. So my eyes are on Geralt. As we are still building up. Twilight Council now done. Robo's on the way behind this. Blink has, there we go. Blink now starting up as well. Oh, but there it is. 4th gate. Okay. Let's go. Geralt, he's setting up on 4 gateways. There is a probe in position to expand, but the hallucination will confirm the gate count. Sees 2 gateways towards the top side, and we'll see 2 gateways here at the ramp as well. So Shameless, he counts the gateways. He knows that we have a gateway explosion. Proxy pylon gets shut down. Gerald looks like he is getting ready for the expansion. But I'm curious if with this rover, I'm curious if he goes for a War Prism. Because he could be expanding as he pushes. Which is not uncommon. Shameless just goes straight for the third. Again, Shameless going for the third base off of 2 gateways, which is more what we expect. So 2 gates into third expansion. Gerald setting up shield batteries. Observer. No Prism. So this is just really safe play out of Gerald. So it's really safe play, going for the extra gateways, now going for the Forge. Because of this, it's a little bit inefficient, because most likely he isn't actually making use of these gateways. He actually isn't warping in. I'm curious if a big reason for this is the hallucination. Remember, the base was scouted, the main base was scouted by the hallucination. It's possible that Gerald, he chose to pivot away from any kind of all-in because of the scout. So now Gerald, he does move out. Shameless now going for his gates. So again, more efficient here from Shameless. Going for later gateways. Only getting them as he needs them. Charge on the way. So Shameless just embracing that gateway style, that Swarm Toss composition. Meanwhile, Gerald, he is going for earlier Immortal production. Or just Immortals in general. So Gerald is going to have a more robust army. Going Stalker Immortal. This can lead into a faster Bay. Gerald is very fond of Robotics Bays. If he can get away with it, he will skip Charge. He will skip Archon production in favor of Disruptors. If he can get away with it. Gerald does poke forward. Does poke in. It ups a shade towards that natural. Probe's going to be going down. And this is getting out of hand here. 3, 4, 5 probe kills. Oh my god. Getting up to 7? 8? 9? Oh god. 8. I mean, 9. Yeah, 9 workers. Oh my god. I guess 9 probes in total. It gets up to 10 towards the end. That should not have happened. 10 probe kills. 11? 12? 11 workers. Aye. And with that, with only 2 adepts, Gerald takes a massive lead. Takes a massive economic lead. Shameless taking a 4th base, still building up. Has to replenish all those workers. Going to charge all Archon. Gerald has yet to start his own Temple Archives. No archives for Gerald. Just now. Okay, so he is going into a more standard setup here of Charge Archon. He's getting there. Of course, Shameless is faster as heck up, and Shameless already has Archons. Already has them ready. They're ready, they are secure. And from here, he will move out. Likewise, Gerald's getting ready to receive. He has his own concave. He has those 3 Immortals. Now, I do favor the player with the Archons initially here in this fight. Archons have so much potential against these Zealots. Speaking of, yeah, Zealots have to zone away. Immortals are trying to break through, getting on top of that first Archon. Massive shots going off on the Zealots, though. Archons are going to go down. Zealots, they melt against the Archons. And more reinforcements are coming in. Shameless, can he break through? Is trying to. More Zealots reinforced. Prism comes in to try to help support. Does pick up. Oh no! Does save the Immortals. Yeah, the Immortals are saved, but the base is still being broken. Oof. As the Prism did go down. Did he kill his own Prism? Did that just happen? No. Okay, Shameless got it. Shameless did snipe it. And again, now we finally get Archons for Gerald, but is it too late? Is it too little too late? I think it is. Yeah, Shameless, he has done it. He breaks through the defensive line. Takes down the Stalkers, takes down the Immortals. Again, the Archons with the MVPs for Shameless. Does respect the Immortals, though. Does respect. Gerald, he's holding on. At least for now. He's holding. Archon gets targeted. More reinforcements have arrived. Very nice force fields. Locks down the Immortal. Now there's 1 Immortal left. Shameless getting so close to breaking Gerald. So close. We'll now saturate. Gerald, he survives. And he holds. Whew. Did lose a lot in the process. Lost Archons, Immortals, the expansion. Shameless does take an economic lead. Lag by Shameless head and upgrades, +3 is on the way. And Gerald has yet to be in his zone. He has to counterattack. The pressure is on. Shameless racing over, currently out of position. I will get here in time. It does get here. He rotates once again, keeping up. Better concave for Shameless. Does move forward. Zelsa trying to bust in, and they will. Shameless is breaking through that front line, getting on top of those stalkers. Gerald trying to reinforce. Does open in time. Oh, but there's still so much more behind this for Shameless. Yeah, he's breaking through. He breaks through the defensive line once again for the second time. Takes down the Prism, takes down the Immortals. And he shuts Gerald down completely. GG gets called. Gerald, he was all in. And Shameless, he will hold. He will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Again, Shameless for the first fight and here in the second big fight as well. I mean, again, he did have the greater army, had the greater tech. Those earlier Archons, they played heavily into that first fight going in favor of Shameless. We saw that Gerald, he had a really heavy Zealot force, but against those 3 Archons, the Zealots, they were zoned away. They could not really do much of anything. And we saw Gerald's supply plummet as a result, as his own Zealots were almost ineffective. And with that, Shameless was more efficient, able to get on top of the Stalkers a lot faster, able to get on top of the Immortals, and with that, GG. GG, well played, as Shameless does snowball out of control with that first fight. And with that, Shameless needs one more win to make it to the finals. And that would be a big win here. Shameless and Gerald, again, I do rate Shameless quite highly, of course, as always, but I still do favor Gerald here. And I'm curious, actually, if we've ever seen Shameless defeat Gerald. Un momento. One moment here, just quickly checking. So that would be a big win. Let's go head to head. Head to head, Gerald and Shameless. I'm sure they played plenty of times. They're both very active in the online tournament scene. Let us have a look. Okay, Jesus, they play very often, actually. Oh, that's interesting. They play very often in 2024, but they actually apparently haven't played this year in 2025. That's crazy. Okay, they're playing each other for the first time this year. It is a 90% win rate in favor of Geralt, by the way. 90%, which is, again, very, very high. Is insane. But Shameless, he's close. He's so close to claiming that series, that first series of the year. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have our Blue Protoss. Representing Team Little Fairy, leading the series 1-0, it is Shameless. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Red Protoss player from Atlanta, Poland. Representing Streamer Zone, it is Gerald. Here we go. We are setting up. We are settling in. So far, we do have our openers, nothing too crazy. I say that Shameless does actually move out with an earlier probe this time. Going for a scout. After taking a lead, looks like Shameless is a little bit paranoid. He doesn't want to get caught out. Doesn't want to get caught with his pants down. It's going to be that 2-gate opener. Probe dips in, and the probe is here looking for the pylon. That is the name of the game of early game PvP. Shameless just searching for that pylon, making sure that nothing is amiss. Make sure that everything's as it should be. Speaking of, second pylon has been thrown down. And with that, there is no proxy from Gerald. Likewise, Shameless also throwing down his own second pylon. Gerald does confirm. Both players are aware. And with that, there is no aggression early on. Not yet. So we can settle in. Do have Gerald setting up his own expansion. Likewise, Shameless looking to do the same. Gerald, he's in position to pylon block. Speaking of, there it is. Pylon block from Gerald. Shameless already getting his own back. Shameless already forced away, and now we can expand. Gerald, he starts up 2 zealots. Wait, what? Okay. I was a little bit confused for a moment. Cancels the zealots, starts up the expansion. Gerald faking aggression. Shameless behind this. I mean, he reacts. He makes another pair of stalkers first. Does reinforce with extra stalkers. He'll now move out. Shameless does have a bit of a power spike here with extra stalkers. And the hallucination won't quite see this. Doesn't quite confirm. Shameless pushing towards that natural. Likewise, Geralt is in position. He can force field. Speaking of, he does catch out one of the stalkers. Yeah, very nicely done. Looks down a stalker. Shield battery comes into play. Oh, the stalker does barely not escape. Whew. Shameless almost got away. Not quite able to trading 1-to-1. Now 1-to-1 trade. Geralt's a little bit too far away from that shield battery. And with that, Shameless, he does step out. An even trade so far. Does pull away. Now, something that I find interesting here is that when it comes to the follow-up, Geralt is going for faster blink, Twilight Council into blink play. Shameless is being more defensive, going for immortal production instead. Now, I say more defensive. This, as Shameless does find the pylon, does force a cancel. Geralt is moving out. I say more defensive. We should be seeing just immortal production into a third base, into more turtle-y play here from Shameless. This can turn into aggression. We can see like Twilight Council into glaives, for example. We can see immortal into a prism early on. We could see Shameless try to push with the immortal before blink finishes. There are some aggressive options here for Shameless, but in a standard game state, we should just be being defensive. First immortal has arrived, second immortal's on the way. Into a Twilight Council. So Shameless is not pushing. He's not moving out anytime soon. He's being more defensive. We should soon be seeing a third base. I say we should soon be seeing a third. That's going to be a third gateway. And does Shameless go for glaives? That's the big thing that I'm looking for, as that is going to be a 4-gate setup. He's on 4 gateways. Hallucination does see everything in the main. It's so difficult to hide tech in this matchup because of those hallucinations. And Geralt, he does take a third base. He does expand. He's being greedy. Setting up a proxy to reinforce across the map. Relying quite heavily here on Mass Blink Stalker. And Shameless is going for Blink. Meanwhile, Geralt's going for Charge. So based on this Blink follow-up here, we have a Forge on the way for +1, Blink as well. I'm still leaning towards an expansion for Shameless. We'll keep an eye on him. But now Geralt, he does maintain map control, he does reinforce. Is moving out. Likewise, Force Fields, they look down one of the Immortals. Oh, they force a... Oh my god, they force a recall! Alas, the first Immortal does go down. Massive pickup. Yeah, Gerald, he's shutting this down. There's one Immortal left, barely standing. And it's going to be targeted. Massive pickup here once again. Down to Peely Stalker. Only Stalkers remain. Reinforcements take a long time to come in. That pushes the gateway. It's a ways away. Shameless is holding for now. But there's no third base. There's no expansion. And Gerald, his own throne, is getting up and running. His own third base is getting fully operational. Gerald is in a better position here. And now we have more gates? Jesus. More gates on the way. This is looking more and more like a two-base all-in from Shameless, as he is not and cannot expand. Force back. Meanwhile, big shout to Moritori in the chat. Gab, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for 14 months of support over a year. Thank you. Thank you so much for all the support in the chat. We do appreciate it. As we're in the semifinals of Sparkling Tuna Cup. And Shameless is committed. The problem here, though, is that as he moves out, we can see that Gerald here is ready to dive in. Oh. Shameless. He keeps up. Does get a free Stalker. Oh. Gets two. Takes down two Stalkers. Charge is done. Oh, and Zealots trades so well against this kind of army. There's no Archons and Stalkers. They're falling one after the other against Zealots of all things. And Shameless is being overwhelmed. He's being overwhelmed here and now. With brutal losses. And last miss control out of Shameless. Doesn't save the Immortal. Gotta be forced back. GG gets called. And Gerald, he ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. We are going all the way to game 3. Again, Shameless just stuck on 2 bases. Ideally, to pull off this two base all in, you want to build up that Immortal count over time. But alas, he was shut down time and time again. He just could not build up those Immortals. Likewise, Gerald, he was just all over the scouting. He saw everything coming his way with those hallucinations. He did notice kind of the weak point as well of Shameless and just shut him down. GG. GG, well played. Just very assertive play there from Gerald. Not overly aggressive. Remember, he was expanding behind it. He was just maintaining map control, picking off key units. And with that, we're going to the ace match. Going all the way to game 3. We go. Oh. As it all ends here. It all ends on our final map. It all ends... Where exactly? On Ultra Love. Let's go. Meanwhile, it looks like we just got an update here from the upper matches. The upper semifinals is also ready for us. So we're about to wrap up our lower semifinals. Then we're gonna be heading over to the Korean server, as Ryung did just take down Baby Marine 2-0, and we have Ryung versus Percival up next in the upper semis. Let's go. The mirror matchups continue, Pappy. They continue. Let's go. Likewise, we kind of forget there's going to be a random raffle after this as well. It's going to be that random raffle. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy being forced into the ace match. Can he bounce back? Can he bring it home? It is Shameless. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player from Linda, Poland, representing Streamer Zone, tying up the series 1-1, forcing that ace match. It is Gerald. Here we go. Whew. So far, we have had some pretty aggressive games. We haven't had too much early game aggression. Like, there's been no like proxy robos or proxy stargates or one base all-ins or anything like that. But typically off of a 2 or 3 base economy, that's what we've seen our players really pop off and really thrive. As we load into Ultra Love, and this does have a unique quirk. There is a ramp. There's a ramp coming into the natural. As a result, Shameless does go for an economic opener. It does go for a gate into Cybercore into expansion. So economic start here by Shameless. Meanwhile, Gerald's across the map going for a 2-gate opener. Interesting. So Shameless is playing standard as being economic. Gerald has the option to turn this into a 1-base all-in. Oh boy. So we'll keep our eye on Gerald here. Again, he isn't really one to one-base all-in. He's not really that kind of player. So I'm not too convinced, but we'll see. Zealot's on the way. Now, this one probe is going to delay the expansion. It's forcing out a Zealot. It's likewise delaying the expansion, potentially forcing out some tech as well, forcing out a Stargate, forcing a delay on the natural. As there's that pylon block, that's why the Zealot has arrived to focus on the pylon to eventually expand. We go. Oh god, as we get a second pylon. Second pylon gets thrown down. Oh, Shameless, he just wants an Nexus. He has the money for it. You have to 450, 460, 470 for 500 minerals. Oh, big delay. As he refuses to throw down a Stargate. As the sentry does pop, and now finally, there's the expansion. So quite late expansion. Meanwhile, Gerald, he is setting up a pylon. I was about to say that he's not really one-to-one base all-in, but this pylon says otherwise. Now, this could just be to reinforce. It could just be a reinforcing pylon. Otherwise, we could see a proxy gateway. We could see a proxy gate, and we could just keep rallying across the map. There's potential. Hallucination coming in, confirming there is still no expansion. Gerald, he will soon have the money for it. He has to make a choice. Nexus or gateway? Makes the choice. Nexus. Nexus on the way. Adepts move out. Shameless is now getting his own second gate into a Twilight Council. Gerald, he does proxy. He is a delayed proxy gateway for Gerald, but on the way nonetheless. Adepts shade in. They do not quite get past the wall. Shameless does lock it down. Likewise, does catch one of the Adepts. Adept does fall. Hiding back, trading with the army. Ooh, does catch out the Stalker. Nice pick up there from Shameless. But trades 1-to-1. Gerald, he does pull away. Does back off. He will lead the army to the proxy, though. Not quite. Shameless, he does not scout. He does not confirm. Gerald going for his own delayed blink. Gerald, can he break this? He is close. Right now, Shameless is over in his main. Not quite in position. Let's say thread in the shade. Oh. Back at home, Gerald just freely probing. Still reinforcing though. Keeping the pressure on. Keeping it up. Oh, nice, very nice force fields. Does force a recall. And he gets one Stalker, almost an Adept. Very nice catch here by Shameless. He has been out trading. And he throws down 2 more gates. So he's setting up for a 4-gate setup. He has yet to expand. Gerald has to make a choice. He himself, either extra gateways, which he does go for, or a 3rd base. So he's building up more gates, getting to a 5-gate setup. It's a lot of gateways. So 2 base versus 2 base. Does keep reinforcing. Again, I don't really think Gerald intends to commit into an all-in. I mean, I say that. He throws down another gateway. Gee, he's getting up to 6. 6 gates. Probe moves out. There we go. Gerald is now going to expand. Does feel like he's just trying to be safe. Getting caught out there. He has to reinforce. Shameless trying to break free, pushing into a concave. Yeah, it's not going to work out for him. Has to pull away. And Shameless is the first to expand. Likewise, Gerald's in position. He has the option. Does he go for a warp in? He's not going to be able to. Yeah, Warpin's not available. Going for a title. Let's go. Going for a Dark Shrine. Going for DTs. He rotates. He will force a cancel. Very nice pickup. Denies the third of Shameless. Now Gerald, he can go for his own, and he will. Does go for the triangular third. Third base is just now beginning. I believe the Dark Shrine was canceled. Yeah, did cancel the Dark Shrine. Did cancel. Shameless gaining ground. Breaks out. Looks like Gerald did recognize that there was already a robo, there was already a detection. Shades into the natural. He can one-shot probes. He's peeking with the mineral line. Shameless, he counterattacks, goes for the expansion. Catching out stalkers. And he has to commit. Immortal taking a lot of hits, taking a lot of damage. The Immortal is going to go down, but better concave regardless for Shameless. He does outtrade. Does take a massive lead. Takes the supply lead. Gerald at least saves the Nexus. Armies are building up. Shameless has momentum. Again, that was just a much stronger fight for Shameless. So building up into charge. Into charge slots. Eventually into Archons. More gates being thrown down. Okay, it's been an intense early game, but we're getting to the mid game. We're getting there. Haha. Almost there. Also, Gerald, he just killed the cleaner, but just wants to be dirty. Nice snipe. Pylon, Shameless pulls away. Doesn't want to push into that Immortal. Not like this. As Gerald does snipe the Observer. Observer goes down. Shameless pulls away. Now, I'm getting some Game 1 vibes. If you were here for Game 1, you'll know that Shameless, he was able to overwhelm and bring Gerald down with the earlier Temple Archives, with earlier Archons. That's what we're seeing here. Temple Archives is done, and Archons are going to be on the way. So even though Geralt might have a even larger army with more Zealots, the Zealot reinforcements are going to be quite limited here in their effectiveness because of the Archon production. And that was a big factor in Game 1, and we could see that here in Game 3 as well. Zealots are coming in. Archons are, well, they have arrived. The first one at least. And with that Shameless, he can collapse on the army. Archon is going to be targeted though. He's going to be targeted down. Tanks a lot of shots. With that Shameless does have that concave. The boys are being pulled. But can he get on top of those Immortals? They're doing so much damage to the back line. And he did lose that Archon. Geralt, he's out trading. He's breaking through. Against mainly Stalkers, these Immortals, they can pop up. They can, and they will. He has 2 prisms. He has 2 prisms. Yeah, the Immortals get saved. 1 prism goes down, but there's another to take its place. Yeah, Geralt, he's fine. He has more than enough. Breaks through the main army. Goes to the expansion. Next is going to fall. You can see Shameless coming in from behind. He wants that prism. He will get it. Sure, he's like, wait, what the hell? Like, there's 2? There was. Does catch both. Both prisms go down. More Zealots reinforcing. And they will collapse on this. Geralt, he has no Archons himself. These Zealots, they trade very well. And this time, there's no prism to save the Immortals. They're being targeted down one after the other. Geralt, he overextends. Will lose both Immortals. Hefty losses for Geralt. Very expensive. Lost both prisms, or lost both Immortals. Has to pull away. Both players on 3 bases. Shameless does take the supply lead. And I favor Shameless's army here. Geralt, he's stuck with purely Stalker Zealots. He's now working towards his own Archons, but this is late. It's late for Geralt. He was hoping to end the game before that. But he's going for a split push. Stalkers on the right, and Zealots towards the left. And Shameless is not in position. He is not in position. Does he have a recall? As he moves out, he responds with almost everything. Thankfully, he does leave some Zealots behind. He does defend. Does defend. Pulls back, does consolidate his forces. Black Rice coming from behind. The Archons are still not morphed in. Yeah, these are still better fights for Shameless. Pushes forward. One Archon now is ready. And does get a couple of volleys off. But last is so much more here available for Shameless. Yeah, he should still break through. Shuts down Gerald, and may for the first time this year, as they face off against each other, Shameless, he will start off with a win. He will overwhelm the army. GG gets called, and Shameless, he will take the series 2-1, taking down Gerald and advancing on, I believe for the first time this year, to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, Shameless. He will take down Gerald, will bring him down, and will advance on. And Shameless, with a twist of fate, does make it to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Oh. Shameless, he will claim the series. And with that, we have our next semis ready for us. Let's go. Let us go. As we head on over here to the Korean server, as we have our first Protoss finalists, but we are here to confirm our Terran finalists as well. Beautiful. As it is going to be that TBT between Ryung and Percival.